This video on dark matter is one of a series proposing my bold but simple new white hole theory about the origin of the universe in direct contrast to the Big Bang theory. What is dark matter, and why do astronomers talk about it so much? Does it emit even less light than a black hole? No, not at all. What astronomers mean by dark matter is invisible or not capable of being observed. I prefer the word imaginary because astronomers imagine that it exists. Otherwise, scientific law clearly disproves their Big Bang theory. Now, let's look at rotational dynamics to understand this. The rotational dynamics of the observed matter clearly shows that galaxies are expanding rather than contracting, as the Big Bang theory claims. Now, when theory clashes with scientific law and confirmed observations, good scientists modify their theory rather than the law or facts. Allow me to explain the science in an easily understood manner. Imagine a merry-go-round with fast-moving matter on the outer edge flying away from the center. These flat rotating galaxies are very similar to that. Let's look at the spiral galaxy behind me. And this one here is growing and spreading out across time. Kepler's laws show us just how much central mass is required to create the necessary gravity to pull these fast-moving outer stars towards the center. So we know how much central mass is needed to pull these stars in, but the problem is that the observed mass is over 500% deficient. Astronomers call this fact the galaxy rotation problem. So let's turn to the whiteboard now on the galaxy rotation problem. On the left, you have the current Big Bang theory. On the right, you have my white hole theory. Now, the claim is from the Big Bang theory that gravity causes these galaxies to form from the outside by pulling this matter towards the center from some primordial cloud of matter, is what they claim. My white hole theory is much more simple, and it claims that galaxy centers make the mass. They make the hydrogen, and they push this hydrogen or matter outwards, and that's how a galaxy forms. So we're talking about flat rotating galaxies right now, and the Big Bang theory says these type of galaxies are contracting. My white hole theory says the exact opposite. These flat rotating galaxies are not contracting at all. They're expanding and drifting outwards from their center. Now, they say a picture always tells 1,000 words, so let's look at this picture. Over here we have what happens in the Big Bang theory. An outer fast-moving star, they say there's this extra matter that's making this gravity, is making that orbit smaller. So the orbit is shrinking with each pass. Now, my white hole theory says the exact opposite. That the matter that we observe under Kepler's laws shows there's not enough gravity, so these outer stars are drifting outwards and the orbits are slowly expanding. So let's look at mass and gravity. For the Big Bang theory, they need 500% more mass than is actually observed to create the gravity to actually pull those stars in. For my white hole theory, we simply say that the mass and the observations that we see are accurate. What you see is what you get. The Big Bang theory, what do they need? They need imaginary dark matter, or else their theory is clearly false. The white hole theory simply says the observations are correct, gravity and scientific law are correct. And remember one last point. Gravity is not just a good idea, it's the law.